Okay, so, wait, I'm low-key, like, grateful, feeling real grateful right now that I don't have my main account because it was like a hideaway, like something I would go to like escape reality. And now that I have like a bummier account and like, oh shit, I clicked tab before I clicked the space bar. Anyways, now that I have like a bummier account that I don't really feel like I need to like quote unquote impress people on, I don't take Roblox that seriously. And that's a good thing because I shouldn't have in the beginning, but I had a, well, it was like, Roblox had a chokehold on me. I was so addicted to playing every day, all the time, always making sure I was wearing the coolest fits and keeping up with the coolest people, and it was just like a social status that I had to upkeep in. If you've ever had to keep up a social status, whether that's on the internet, through social medias, or maybe through gaming like I was, like, it's not like it's a mentally draining process, and it can tend to be physically draining depending on how far you take it and how much you think about certain things. Like, I was overthinking the littlest things, and I was like, oh my gosh, are they gonna like unfriend me because I'm wearing this outfit? And truthfully, that is exactly how it worked. Like, I would literally get betrayed and shit, and people would like turn against me just because of like the games I would play. Like, oh, dare I step and adopt me on Roblox, and everyone was losing their minds. Or dare I wear a troll outfit once. Like, there was just like, oh my goodness, I could not wear a troll outfit when I had my main account. Like, it was that bad. Like, um, I would 100% get like, people would like unfriend me if I was wearing an ugly outfit. There was people who would only friend me if I had on a certain aesthetic. Like, if I wanted to be friends with certain people, then I would have to look a certain type of way. It was very like stigmatizing almost. Like, you had to be of a certain class in order to be like to fit in, and it was so stupid because it was all online. Like, I did speak to a lot of people and I met great people along the way, and I learned a lot, and I had great experiences that I will now carry for with me forever. Um, but the amount of times like it was just it felt so real and so serious, and I took everything at a more serious level in my opinion, and it caused me to have like a mental downfall, even though it was over pixels. It was just like there was just so much going on, and it was so real. And when I lost my main account, it got terminated. I was able to like step back from that once and for all, and I wasn't even too upset about it. Like, I was in disbelief that it actually happened, and I don't exactly know how it did because I don't even know like the true full story of like what went on with my own account, because I have see, my thing is I got terminated because somebody, I know for a fact somebody um did something against me, but I don't know who. I don't know much about what. I don't even know who did it for real. I have my suspicions, and that's about it, but like I really don't know for sure what happened. I don't really know what went on. I don't know who targeted me and framed me, because the things that it like the Roblox account told me I got terminated for was actually diabolical. Like, freaking insane. I haven't verbalized that whole entire thing to anyone. Like, I've just glossed over it as I am right now, because of how like the severity of the allegations against me, telling me what I quote unquote did, and I did not do any of that stuff. But I screenshotted it too, like when I got that message to like that I'm never gonna be able to log back in and stuff. Like, I just was like, whoa, like, whoa, like, whoa. And people were asking for like the screenshot of your termination, and I was like, fuck no. Like, that. I don't know who. Someone came at me and came at my throat and didn't miss. and they did that shit. And the thing is, I have literally no beef with like anybody. So that's why I'm in complete like, I'm not in good perfect standing with everybody, right? I have like quarrels, or I don't know if that's the word, but I have like little instances where I don't get along with people on the internet, but like the fact that whoever the hell had the power to do that is just absolutely menacing. And I spoke to like support about it, and I was like, I didn't freaking do whatever you're telling me I did, and they were like, there's too much evidence against your on your name that shows that you did it, that you are guilty. And so, yeah, I actually can't believe, like, I'm so in shock by what went on. I was so in shock that I had reached out to somebody that I assumed was the madman behind the whole entire thing. And apparently they weren't. Like, my number one person who I just think, okay, this person did it. This person framed me. It was this person who got my account terminated. Guess what? That person, like, confirmed to me they did not. And, like, there was proper confirmation on their end. And, I'm just so dumbfounded, really. I am. But it let go of a stronghold, like I said, that I had to Roblox in general, like, and that's a great thing for me because my mental was like actually somehow in the gutter because of pixels, because of just like that status, that whole thing, just the whole entire thing. It was just actually draining. And then my pockets too. Lord have actual mercy on my teenage pockets. Bruh, I was like spending so much on nothing. Essentially, it all amounted to nothing. At the end of that whole entire 4-year Roblox journey, or 5-year, whatever, um, I, I think I took away like maybe 4 good friends, and then everyone else is just gone. And even these quote unquote 4 good friends, they're not, I'm not close with them, right? So I don't really speak to them as of today. I don't really talk to them. I don't really know them. And so all of this, all of that money spent, all of that trying to keep up, all of that, looking a certain way, acting a certain way, being a certain way, which is, I was never being not myself, but I was always exaggerating who I was. Like, I was always exaggerating my own personality, and it was very fun. But all of that, like, all of those friendships, those many, many friendships, all of those conversations, all of those games played, all of that, all of the achievements I got in games, all of the work, all of the stress. I mean, there was a game and it was like 24 hours to get a badge. Like, oh, no, wait, it was like stay 4 hours in a game, or 6 hours, 4 or 6 hours in a game or something like that to get a badge. And like, I would do games like that with my friends, and it was like, it was low-key torturing because it was like, you're freaking tired and they ask you to play a crazy game at like 4 a.m. and now you have to stay up an extra like 8 hours and just freaking laugh your life away. And there was so much lore behind what went on, and there was so much going on. There was just so much behind the scenes. There were days where I was just like, I don't want to stop playing, and then there were days that I I was just overwhelmed by it all. It was so much to take in, and there was just so much socialness that played a part into it. And as a introverted being, that definitely took a toll on my mental health. And it's crazy to think that maybe out of all games, oh, Roblox is the one that did it to you, or maybe out of all like people, it was that person who did it to you. And it was just like, by did it to you, I just mean like sort of like shaped and reshaped a big part of my life. That's what I'm saying. When I say did it to you, I'm talking about the reshaping. These people who were just children at the time, we were all just kids, but these people just reshaped a lot for you. And it happened on what platform? Like, really? Not Instagram, not iMessage, not in real life, but on the internet, really? Like, but yeah, the truth is, yeah, they had a great impact. Like, the games had a great impact, the people had a great impact, and I was definitely impacted and influenced by a lot of things, and a lot went on. I mean, messages, exchanges, things, people, photos, personal stuff, just so much behind the scenes, so much. And there were dangers to things, there were risks when talking to people. You never knew who you're, speaking with. It's like you are literally talking to strangers on the internet, and there were messy things that went on, and things that will be taken to my grave, things that were said in Roblox by other Robloxians that I personally heard, stories that were told. I mean, I just met so many different people who had so many different stories, and I would speak with all of these individuals on different levels, some personal, some shallow levels, and I mean, I just got to meet so many different, like, individuals because of the persona that was on, because of the outfits. It all depended on what I was doing, what I was saying, how I was acting, and it all mattered. Every little moment mattered when I was in a game. It was all like, it was all tactical, it was all strategy, but at the same time, I had so much fun in the mix of it. It was definitely like a high too. Like, I would be like, oh my gosh, like, like, this is going on, this is going on. Like, there were always people texting me. I felt like a popular person in a way, in a lot of ways, even though I always kept my circle small. Because I knew that a friend of everyone is a friend of no one, and I knew the value and the quality of having a small friend group from a young age. So I never really became a friend of all, but I always made quality, interactions, and they all mattered, and they all were important. They all had some depth to it, and I mean, of all the things that just happened, just to look back and see it all just crumble in my face because of somebody that I don't know. I don't know who. I don't know who in their right mind. Ooh, I don't have any ops. I was in so good, like, I thought I was in good withstanding, but clearly I have my allegations, I have my speculations, and I've shared the information with my friends, and I was just like, yo, like, my allegation was like of the most recent thing that had happened to me before my account got terminated. Like, I was speaking to this one person added me, and uh, listen, you meet a lot of crazy people on the internet. I don't just accept anyone into my small space, into my circle, anyone into my friend group. But when people get rejected, I mean, they do things. And my allegation and my speculation is that rejection caused a bonfire. And that's why you hear about women on who are like, that's why you hear about women who are out in public, and when a man asks for her number, like, in the safe for like a safe the safest case scenario for as a woman is to literally give the number, because God forbid you reject a man. This is what they do. They go crazy. So there was actually a TikTok that you can find on TikTok, and that I recently saw, like, not too long ago, like maybe a month ago tops, I guess, but it's basically a girl. She makes like a very short clip TikTok video of just her, with music playing in the background, and it's like the caption in the video is like, when you have to give your number out to every man because you're afraid of rejecting men. I mean, it's a danger to reject men. You can look it up on your own time, but there are plenty of stories of men being rejected by women, and then, depending on the guy, if he's, a crazy ass man, if he's psychotic, obviously you don't know him, so they go to extreme measures because of the anger that they have and the frustration that they have, and the menacing illness, the evilness inside of them, the demonic spirits within them. They go to extreme measures to show their frustration and take it out on these innocent individuals. So, like, before my account got terminated, I did reject a person, and it was a person who was very, very concerning. They were persistent. They would constantly, like, I don't want to get into it. I actually haven't really fully shared the story with anyone because it was a crazy experience for myself. Like, I prefer to always keep burdens to myself. That's kind of how I lived most of my life. When I have a problem, I just keep it to myself. When I have an issue, I just sort of go like, oh, it's no big problem, it's no big deal, but in little do they know inside I'm dying. But yeah, let's just, like, long story short it, the only person that I really think could have, well, the only person that I had a big speculation on was a person I've recently rejected, and they were constantly adding me, constantly, like, trying to DM me and text me, and I mean, it was just like, I was ignoring it, right? And then, anyways, I was able to speak with them because I had accepted their request after a time of not accepting it, and I was just like, yo, like, no, I was just like, dude, I'm not, like, bro, I'm not interested, leave me alone. There are plenty of other, like, quote-unquote e-girls. Like, I'm not even an e-girl, I'm just, like, a girl on the internet, but that technically means e-girl. But anyways, okay, so I was just like, I rejected somebody, and that's the story that all my friends know. Like, I told them, like, hey, I think I told them. I don't know if I did. I'm so private, I don't even know if I told myself. But anyways, I mean, I believe that I told them, most of them, if they asked, that I basically told a person no, and one thing led to another, and before I knew it, my account was permanently gone for good. And yeah, oof. It's a crazy time. It's a crazy time to be alive. But like I was saying, my point of that was to say, like, all of that, after however many years of, like, sort of just doing and being and proceeding with the stronghold that the game had on me, I was able to finally sort of just, like, take a big breath of fresh air and just let it all go and say, you know what, it's like, it doesn't really matter. It's not like, I don't have to focus on that anymore. I don't have to. My world doesn't have to revolve around something that I had claimed to have a chokehold on me for so long. It's just like, I'm so like grateful. So I'm feeling very grateful in this very time right now because I don't have that, like, external source to sort of take me away to a dark place all over again every now and then. Whenever I feel a upsetting mood, I would just, like, drown myself in the internet. And now, because I'm on a lame account, I don't even care about a social status or about impressing or meeting or talking to new people. I just play the game to play it, and it doesn't have that sort of stronghold on me as of now. And I'm not saying that that is the way it will be forever, because I know that strongholds for me personally come pretty easily. Unfortunately, I have to work on that, but as I've observed, like, give it some time, not even that much time, and things will just, like, take over me, and, like, I'll have, like, either an obsession or an addiction. So that's why I stay away from mostly everything. Like, oh, Christina, you're this old and you haven't even, like, smoked or drunk, or I don't want to do that stuff, knowing that I'm so susceptible, or is that the word, I'm so, like, yeah, I think the word is susceptible to addiction, because clearly if video games could get me like that, then what are the limits, right? When is there, like, what are the limits to saying, okay, um, you can try that and it won't get you addicted, but you can't try that, right? Like, I don't know. I don't want to, like, test, like, fuck around and find out, and, like, find out the hard way, like, oh, like, apparently if, you dabble in something every day, you'll get addicted or whatever, like, but to be fair, it's easy for, I think, most people to be addicted to video games, so, I mean, it's not like I was either, like, I mean, it was like there was a high though. There was 100% like a crazy mental high that I was like, oh my gosh, like time to do this, time to talk to this person, time to follow this person, time to do like, I don't know. It was such a, it's like there was a lot that went on in it. It wasn't just like going online and playing games. There was so much more of like, oh my gosh, this is my seventh hour online. I'm on video games as if it's like a full-time job, and I'm spending all my time online, and I'm constantly thinking about, you know, how I should be perceived, and I'm constantly like there was just so much mental sort of agony that went on for me personally because of how I idolized the game. Yeah, I definitely idolized it, and that's my bad. But now, I mean, I know not to, you know, get too attached to things when it comes to things, people, whatever, because uh anything could become an addiction if you let it. And I sort of just allowed it. And but to be fair, it was like I allowed it in the beginning, and then at the end it became an addiction, but when I lost it, I felt like shackles were removed. So I actually didn't feel any sort of pain, any sort of upset, like true upsetness. I was actually really relieved. Like I said, it was like a breath of fresh air. And at this very time, all these weeks, days, hours later, I'm looking back on the account that was terminated, that basically carried my the last of my teenage years, and I look back at it and I say, wow, thank you for all the amazing memories, but like you were no good for me. You know, video like you were really no good for me. For anyone who maybe is like in a similar position where you're also feeling like um where you're also feeling like that a game or something has an addiction over you. I mean, I hope that it gets permanent. I hope that it gets like, I hope that it becomes illegal and hard to find, hard to get, because once it's out of sight, it's really out of mind, and that's when it can give you an actual peace of mind. But I hope you enjoyed this little like intimate conversation between well, not between, but like of what goes on, and how I'm feeling about video games, and my outlook on it now. I mean, I have to do a part two on this video, and share the rest of my story about my outlook on the whole entire thing now, and what I took away. Like, this wasn't really a takeaway video, because I didn't describe what I took away from video games. I just described how I felt during my time playing video games for however long, and yeah, I think the Outlook video is a great one to just bounce off of, and just sort of yap about is what my takeaway is. Like, where am I at now? How is my relationship with video games now? You see, I'm clearly still playing the same game that I claim to have just gone in a downward spiral. And what does that look like for me? Do I play it? Do I, you know, sort of restrict myself? Like, what does that look like for me now? And I just think that would be a great part two. So stay tuned. Bye.